Once upon a time, in a quiet German village, lived a humble shoemaker and his kind-hearted wife. The man was known for his honesty and skill, but despite his efforts, times had grown tough. Orders stopped coming, and he could no longer afford enough leather to keep his business running. One evening, as snowflakes fell gently outside their tiny cottage, the shoemaker said to his wife with a sigh, "This is the last of the leather. Enough for just one pair of shoes. If I cannot sell them tomorrow, we may not eat." He carefully cut the leather, laid out the pieces on his workbench, and left it there to stitch in the morning. With a heavy heart, he went to bed, whispering a small prayer of hope. When morning came, the shoemaker rubbed his eyes and headed to his bench. But something strange had happened. Instead of unstitched leather, he found a perfectly finished pair of shoes, neatly stitched, polished to a shine, and finer than anything he had ever crafted himself. "Wife, come quickly," he called. The couple marveled at the shoes, unable to explain how they had appeared. Just then, a wealthy gentleman passed by the shop window, spotted the shoes, and walked in. "These are exactly what I need," he said, and paid a handsome price, much more than expected. With the money, the shoemaker bought enough leather for 2 more pairs. That night, he again cut the leather and left it on the bench. And the next morning, there were 2 pairs of perfectly made shoes. Customers appeared almost as if drawn by fate, and once again, he sold the shoes at a good profit. Night after night, the same miracle happened. Leather was cut, left untouched, and transformed into beautiful shoes by morning. The shoemaker and his wife were no longer struggling. Their shop flourished, and soon they were able to help their neighbors and live in comfort. But they remained curious. "Who is helping us?" the wife wondered. "We must find out," said the shoemaker. So one night, instead of going to sleep, they lit a candle and hid behind a curtain. As the clock struck midnight, a cold breeze brushed through the crack in the window. And then, 2 tiny figures leaped onto the table. They were elves, no taller than a child's hand, with pointed ears, bare feet, and wearing ragged cloth. But their fingers were quick, their tools tiny, and their skills unmatched. They worked silently, with amazing speed, stitching, cutting, hammering, polishing, until the shoes were complete. And just like that, they vanished into the night. The shoemaker and his wife were astonished. "They've helped us so much. We must thank them," said the wife. Looking at the poor state of the elves' clothing, she had an idea. The next day, the shoemaker and his wife worked on something special. He crafted 2 tiny pairs of shoes, just their size. She sewed tiny shirts, trousers, jackets, and warm little hats and scarves. That night, instead of leather, they placed these gifts on the bench and hid once more. At midnight, the elves appeared again. They saw the clothes, their eyes widened, and then smiles broke across their faces. They quickly dressed, admiring how they looked. They giggled, danced, and sang, "Now we're dressed so fine and neat, no more shoes we need to beat." Hand in hand, they skipped out the door and never returned. From that day forward, the shoemaker and his wife no longer found shoes magically made. But it didn't matter. Their shop prospered, their reputation spread, and people continued to seek their kindness and craftsmanship. They never forgot the elves and always remembered them with warmth and gratitude. Or moral of the story: this timeless tale teaches us help can come in unexpected forms. Gratitude and kindness are always worth sharing. Even the smallest hands can make the biggest difference. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like for more videos.